Good morning. This is Gwen Moulton from the Mayor's Office of Arts, Culture Development, and Tourism. And I am here for a wonderful, wonderful experience with an exceptional artist who's come to play for our young people. We're joined partnership with WBGL for the Kids Jazz Series. And today, with me, Chimbo Cornell. He's here to share his wonderful talent. How are you today?
Everything is beautiful. I'm just happy to be here and performing for the children here for the WBGO's Jazz Series. And it's always fun to show our kids the growth of our music, so that way they're experiencing this as they grow older, and maybe they want to be a musician or they could pick up an instrument, but it's also part of learning and part of socializing also by being a musician or an artist. Whichever way is in the same genre.
Mm-hmm. And we're happy to share this initiative of showing all the arts of the city. Multiculturalism is the center of what we do in Newark. And the focus today is on Latin jazz.
Latin jazz, yeah. Latin jazz, it's a genre it's been out since the 40s. Started with Dizzy Gillespie and Chano Pozo, also Mario Balzar. And like jazz, I say it's like... I put it jazz with rice and beans on top. This is Latin jazz. So this is what we call it. It's a little spicy, but we have jazz harmonies with Afro-Caribbean rhythms, and this is what we blend together to produce Latin jazz music.
Well, I think you've said it just about all. Now we have a chance to experience your talent and your band. How many members of your band?
It's 5. It's a quintet. We have a saxophone, Mr. Hedy Paz. On piano, we have a special guest, Mr. Zakai Curtis, that has his own group also. On drums, Joel E. Mateo. On bass, Mr. Ian Stewart. And I'm Chimbo Cornell on the congas and percussion, and we're going to swing today.
All right. With the wonderful guidance of WBGO and the partnership with the City of Newark, we welcome you and we thank you for your talent and your gift to the city.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Good afternoon. Hi, it's so wonderful to see you here. And we're here at the waterfront with the series that's sponsored by WBGO and today in partnership with the City of Newark. So we're thankful to Mayor Ras J. Baraka for allowing us to get together in this wonderful Kids Jazz Series. I am Gwen Moulton. I'm from the Mayor's Office of Arts, Culture Development, and Tourism, and he is excited. The mayor is excited when we introduce and we share our jazz, present jazz, and historical history of jazz in the city of Newark. So without talking any further, I'd like for you to welcome Sheila Anderson from WBGO.
Thank you. Give Gwen a big round of applause. Gwen Moulton, thank you so much. And for all you did to get us here today. Good afternoon. As Gwen said, I'm Sheila Anderson. I'm the Weekend Jazz After Hour host on WBGO. So I'm on the overnight. So unless your parents don't know, you can go online and you can listen at night with I know everybody got an iPhone, right? Well, I used to listen to the radio at night, so I understand. So we're a public radio station. We're downtown Newark. Maybe some of you have come or you're invited to come and check out our gallery exhibits, which we have often, and there's a lot of great artwork to see. And also, this is the first concert of the WBGO 2017 Summer Kids Jazz Concert Series in partnership with the City of Newark. And today's series is sponsored by the New Jersey State Council on the Arts, PNC Foundation, Terrell Fund, Edward W. and Stella C. Van Houten Memorial Fund, and a very special grant from the Agnes Veris Charitable Trust that allows WBGO to assist organizations with buses to transport kids to our series. And again, a special thanks to Gwen Moulton, the City of Newark, and the staff here at the Waterfront Recreational Center. Our series continues August 5th with Jerome Jennings at the Livingston Library in Livingston, New Jersey. So mark your calendars for that. And I want to give a special thanks to Dorthan Kirk, who is the woman who does just about everything at WBGO and puts these concerts together. Thank you, Dorthan. She's right over there. And And some of you, if you've been to any of these concerts before, then you'll know that you have your red tickets. Everyone have their red tickets? All right, you know what happens with the red tickets? Yes, no. Well, for those of you that don't know, at the end we're going to have some prizes to give out, and we're going to pick one of your tickets, so hold on to it. Don't lose it. So who knows about the clave? Anybody know about the clave? Anybody? You do? No? well, Chembo Corneal, he's one of the premier percussionists. I've known him many years, and he's been leading his own groups, and he's worked with so many incredible musicians. He's a percussionist, so you know what a percussion instruments are? Just about anything, even your body, right? So listen, there's a certain clap he's going to, a certain beat he's going to share with you. So I want you to do this for me. All right, keep doing it, and put your hands together for Chembo Corneal Quintet. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, that's nice. Thank you again for coming down here, and we're honored to be here and show you a little bit of the style of music that we played here. The style of music that you're going to hear today is called Latin jazz. What it is, it's a mixture of jazz harmonies with Afro-Caribbean rhythms. As a percussionist, I play different rhythms on these drums here. So we're playing them over the jazz melodies and harmonies. For instance, it's like saying jazz with a little bit of rice and beans on top. So this is like a little spicy Latin jazz. This is what we call. Now, the first thing that we have as a percussionist, the key to this music is what Sheila was saying about the clave. The clave is two sticks here. Oh boy, where are you? See these two? Say clave. Clave. In Spanish, this means key. This is the key to Latin music, and we play this hitting this sound. Now you could clap that. An easy way of learning that is saying, how are you? I'm fine. So ready? How are you? How are you? I'm fine. Yeah, clap your hands. Clap your hands. How are you? I'm fine. Keep on playing it. Keep on. Keep on. I'm fine. I'm going to play a little rhythm with that beat. Okay, well you see how it kind of connects together with the instrument that I'm playing? Well, that is the key to Latin music. So what we're doing here is fusing, is a marriage, if you will, of jazz with Afro-Caribbean rhythms. Now, this group here I have is a quintet. Do you know what this instrument is called here? Is named? What is this here? Yes? Close. It's part of a synthesizer, yes. It's a keyboard, yes. And on keyboard here we have today one of the best players here in New York City and in Jersey, Mr. Zakai Curtis. Everybody say hello, Zakai. He wants to hear you. Hello, Zakai. He wants to explain a little bit of how it sounds and the different sounds that it makes, okay? Zakai?
Hello, how are you? So this is a keyboard with a synthesizer.
Yes.
And I'm playing this in this setting. I normally play the piano, but the piano makes up of 88 keys and it's really big, so it's almost impossible for me to carry that with me wherever I go. So they make these keyboards with less keys and we can bring them wherever we want. And the keyboard's very interesting because I can change the sound of the keyboard. So not only can I play it and it sounds like a piano, I can also change it to be a different sound, which is where you get your synthesizer from, right? But in this setting, my role is to accompany and to comp, but at the same time, play some of the melody, make sure I have the harmony, the bass, and kind of accompany the soloist when he's soloing. And then I get a chance to solo during my time, because that's what we do in a jazz setting. In Latin jazz music, which you're going to hear in a few minutes, we also have a different type of comping style, where the piano would play one part that fits into the clave, and it fits with each instrument that's doing the same type of thing, with the bass tumbao and the conga tumbao and the drums. So you're going to listen to the piano play a little bit of Latin jazz style of comping and the jazz style of comping.
Yeah. Now, who knows what this instrument is? Yes? Electric guitar, you're close, but this is the electric bass. It's in the same family. This one here, for instance, has 5 strings. And this is Mr. Ian Stewart. Say hi, Ian. Hi, Ian. Yeah. All right. He's going to explain a little bit about the instrument that he's using here now.
All right, so technically this is the bass guitar. In a situation such as this, there might also be an upright bass, which is the large violin-like instrument that people play a lot, which is just as common in Latin jazz. I play this one. And the part that I'm playing is kind of a part that goes in between, you know, what the percussion is doing and what the piano is doing. And it's kind of acting as a link between the two, which you'll be hearing me do a lot. And basically, that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm in the background, kind of acting as a linchpin for the rest of the band, you know, between what the percussion is doing, behind what the soloist is doing, and the piano. So I'm kind of playing under everybody else in the group.
Thank you. Can you play a little bit? Want to hear how it sounds? How are you? I'm fine. See how that matches? He's playing around that clave. All those hits, you see? So this is what we follow when we do Latin jazz. Okay. Oh, who knows the name of this instrument here? Everybody knows the drums. This is Joel. Say hi to Joel. And we're going to show you an example of what he does on the drums here. I'm going to ask him to play like a jazz ride, so you can see the 2 styles that we're going to play today. So Joel, can you play some jazz beat? Yeah. This is one of the rides that we do in jazz. Okay, now we're going to change it. This is what he does. He's got some cowbells here. Oh, you heard that. So now he's going to incorporate the cowbells to do the Latin flavor. And now he's going to play a mambo style drum set for you that we do in Latin jazz with the bells. How are you? I'm fine. Yeah, thank you, Joel. Okay, and over here on this instrument here, this is another nice instrument that we play in jazz and all music, jazz, Latin, classical. What's the name of this instrument here? Saxophone, yes. And saxophone, we have Mr. Hedy Paz, who plays the saxophone and also this other instrument. What is this other one? Yes. Oh, no, record close, recorder. A flute. That's a flute. He's going to demonstrate some sounds on his saxophone so you can hear the sound of the saxophone. Oh, pretty. Let's hear some of that flute now. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. Now we're going to come to the best instrument in this band. It's the conga drums. Right here. This is the best one. These are called conga drums, okay? And I have here 3 drums, but they tune differently. They're different notes. This way I could play different melodies. Have you heard, there's a song by one of the fathers of Latin jazz, Chano Pozo, with Dizzy Gillespie. And one of the songs go like, you like that? Now out of one drum, I could get 4 sounds. You have the open tone, the slap, the bass sound, and a muff tone. So out of those 4 sounds, we get to do one pattern called a tumbao, and it sounds like this. How are you? You see how it matches? Okay, so now we're going to demonstrate all together. We're going to play a mambo jazz with this tempo, with this rhythm. We're going to play a song for you, which is on our latest record here called Land of the Descendants. So I want you to hear. This is all together what the band is going to sound like playing mambo Latin jazz. Yeah, how'd you like that, huh? Over here you heard the piano, the saxophone, the drums, and the improvise. This is what we do in jazz. As we follow the form of the music, we go outside of that to improvise according to the structure of these jazz chords. Now, I'm going to show you, this is a rhythm from where my parents are from. It's called Puerto Rico. My parents are from Puerto Rico. And we have this rhythm called, this Afro-Puerto Rican rhythm called bomba, which is a rhythm that was brought from Africa from the slaves when they settled in Puerto Rico. Also, this is in conjunction with the Tainos. This is the rhythm that we bought and developed in Puerto Rico here, and you can hear the Africanness of this rhythm. So, with that rhythm, what we're going to do is, I'm going to show you the marriage that we did with jazz and playing this rhythm here, okay? Now, this is an arrangement called Nuevo Vieque, and this is going to introduce this rhythm, and you're going to see how we go back and forth from jazz into the typical Caribbean rhythms, okay? So, Nuevo Vieque, okay? So check out this rhythm and then see how we come back into jazz and back into the bomba rhythm, okay? So you can see the relationship that we have with all of these genres that we can do, okay? Yeah, how's that? You like that? You see how we use the Latin rhythms with the jazz harmonies and the jazz structures, but this percussion is what's making the difference here. Okay, so this is the marriage of jazz with Latin. We get Latin jazz. Latin jazz, the fathers of Latin jazz in the mid-40s, Dizzy Gillespie, Chano Pozo, Mario Balza, they're the ones who first collaborated with this style of music. So it was Dizzy, one of the main jazz players, who kind of fused it together and made it popular. Besides other groups at the time that were experimenting with that, Xavier Cougar, Cannonball Adderley was they were doing a Latin tinge. So this was popular back then, and it's even more popular now. Now we're going to go into another form of a time signature that we do in these rhythms here. We've done the 4/4 time signature, the regular mambo. We have done the Afro-Puerto Rican rhythm, the bomba. Now we're going to go into the roots, into Africa. This is a 6/8 pattern, which is derived from Africa, and this is one of the structures that we play here. And I want you to hear this song here, because what this is, it's a Wayne Shorter standard, okay? It's a Wayne Shorter song called Deluge. And he recorded this, and we put our own twist on it. We put our own sprinkles of rice and beans on here to make it nice and tasty. Sazon, sofrito, and we put all that stuff in there to make it a little sassier. So we're gonna do with you our Wayne Shorter Deluge, okay? So you can see how we use the jazz standards and how we implicate our rhythms to that, okay? And this is an African rhythm in 6/8 pattern. Yeah, win short is the lose. Oh, thank you. Now, as a percussionist, I have a couple of little instruments here that I want to show you. Anybody knows the name of these instruments? Maracas, right. These are maracas. These here are made out of cow skin with beads inside. And I think we're going to have a little audience participation at this time. So I need somebody here who knows how to do this. Just simple like that. How's that? Who wants to come up? You want to come up? Yeah. Okay. So we're going to have you do this. Stay here. Nada? Anaya. This is Anaya. Let's say hi, Anaya. What you're going to do is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? I'll tell you what we're going to start that because we have another toy. It's an instrument, not a toy, but for me it's called a toy because I have a lot of these here. Anybody knows the name of this instrument here? Huh? What's the name? It's not a fish. It's not a squash. It's not a nose. It's called a guido. Everybody says guido. Guido. This is a gourd, and what it is, this is a plastic model, but this is grown like a calabash, and what they do is cut out the top here and take out the seeds, and they make these ridges here, and it sounds like this. Now we need a volunteer to play this. Who can play this here? Yeah, come in the green, yeah. We're going to give you a simple pattern. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, okay? 1, 2, 3, okay? So, okay? Okay, stand right next to you right here. Now, who knows how to play these? Whoa, remember this? Who wants to come? Come on, okay, let's try you here. What's your name? We're gonna play a little tune here. We're gonna have them here join the band, okay? You wanna join the band? Okay. Here we go. Let's hear it for these kids. Let's hear it for these kids here. Yeah. That's it, yeah. Let's hear it, let's hear it. Let's hear it for the kids, let's hear it. At this time, we would like to do we got like 5 minutes left for a little Q&A. Any questions you have with the band or for myself, the instruments, anybody? Anybody have a question? Don't be shy. You could ask us anything. We have a question here. What's your question? How do I play the drums? Well, we're going to let the drummer show you a little bit of how he plays the drums and how he holds the sticks and how he hits the cymbals and the bells, okay? Okay, you want to look? You want to see? Okay, he's going to show you. Look.
You know that one, right? Okay. Anybody else? That was a good question. You want to hear the different sounds on the conga drums? Okay. I did a little bit before, right? I showed you a little example of that. So I'm going to show you the same thing here. I'm going to show you a little bit of different things, okay? Thank you. Another question. Any more questions? Yes, lady in the purple. Yes, we have CDs. Our latest CD. As a matter of fact, we're grateful to Sheila, everyone at BGO who has been playing our music for the last 10, 12 years. And she's always one of the ones who support us. And we do have our latest CD, which is called Land of the Descendants, and we have that available. All the guys around here that are here will sign it for you too, if you like. Any other questions? Yes, in the striped shirt. How long have I been playing? Well, I started a little bit about when I was your age. I started playing when I was 9 years old. And now, so it's been over 45 years that I've been playing the conga drums. Over 45 years. Yes? Wow, good. That's a nice one. Which musician influenced me? Well, when I was growing up as a conga player, I listened a lot to Mongo Santa Maria, Candido, Ray Barreto, Armando Peraza, Patato Valdez, also a lot of the rumba groups in Cuba that we heard when I was younger, Los Muñequitos de Matanza, Los Papines, Tatawini. So there's a whole lot within this instrument, but musically also, I listen to a lot of Tito Puente, Machito, Dizzy, and this is what I got the influence of mixing all this type of music together. I was born and raised in New York, so I also got to hear Motown, the Beatles, so I have a little bit of everything, rock and roll, flamenco music, so I was glad that I was versed into playing and performing and learning all styles of music. Thank you. I want everyone to give yourselves a round of applause for coming out here and hanging out with us today and learning about Latin jazz. Did you have fun with Latin jazz today? Yes. You say, this is Mrs. Zakai Curtis on piano. Again, Mr. Ian Stewart on bass. This is Joel Mateo on drums. Hedy Paz on saxophone. My name is Chemo Cornell, and I play the best instruments, right? The conga drum. Say conga drum. Okay, now Mr. Anderson is here.
Thank you. Give him another round of applause. Thank you. And also I want to thank the Housing Authority for allowing us to use this building. So did you learn a lot? You had a good time? Yeah, we're going to see you next time? Oh, that's a little weak, yes. Yes!